So in this video, I'll be getting ready for the Demon Slayer premiere. It happened earlier this month. This is May right now, and I had a really fun time, but this video, for now, will be just focusing on me getting ready for it. I know that this took a little bit for me to release, but school was busy, and I just didn't really have the time to put together something more than my speed paints. So right now I'm getting my Itza bag ready for the event. I don't really have a lot of Demon Slayer pins or keychains, so I just used my Doma one and my little Tanjiro pin. Now I also do have an Akasa keychain that I put on the outside of my bag. Because he isn't very flat, it just makes it look better and it doesn't make the plastic covering bulge in a weird way. Now, I also chose different pins that were like pink or heart-shaped to go along with it because I'm dressed as Mitsuri. I'm gonna be the love Hashira. Hearts are a must. Pink is a must. So now moving on to getting the actual cosplay on, I want to put it on camera, so that's why I have the tank top and the shorts on. But I also had a major fear of tying the obi wrong, so I want to be prepared that in worst case scenario, if somehow it accidentally did come untied, I won't be just standing there, open yukata, bra and underwear showing. So it just made me feel a little bit more comfortable having that on underneath. Now, I did clip my yukata with a hair clip. Usually you would use a kimono clip, but I don't have one of those, so I just grabbed one of my hair clips, and it does a pretty decent job at it. I would recommend like having a clothespin or actually buying a kimono clip for next time, but I didn't really have to at the moment, so I just was like, you know what? I don't need to right now. So, when I look back at the way I tied this, I realized that, oh poop, well, oh shit, I did this wrong. So, putting it over your shoulder that way and wrapping around twice, that's how I saw it in a WikiHow article. Right now I'm at the side of the screen, and that's because I'm looking in the mirror trying to make sense of what the hell I just did. But note to self in the future, do not use a WikiHow article. Like, I was just trying to find something that would have small descriptions along with pictures, because sometimes I can get lost if it's just like one large article without pictures or something with very sparse pictures. So instead of that, I went to YouTube and I combed through the guides on how to tie an obi easy because I cannot do a complicated knot. I don't know how to. And this is where it is now. I didn't put it over my shoulder this time because it just worked better that way. I just folded it, wrapped it around my waist, and then tied it in a knot. Now, this was a bit difficult because my obi belt was very stiff. I don't know if it was starched or it was just the fabric, but I'm kind of leaning towards it was just the fabric. So I actually had to retie the second part of the knot because I just couldn't get it to be forced through. So I folded it in half, and as you can see, I am still struggling with it. This will go on for about another 3 minutes of struggling and tightening it because, like I said, I am terrified of this thing falling open in public. And at this point, it is hard for me to breathe, and I am just starting to sweat because this thing is like making me just very anxious. But at the same time, I still really like it. It looks pretty. So then I move on to the next step where I have to fold it shoulder width. Now, if I folded it shoulder width, I would kind of have this weird part where it's just like a little bit of half. I would need to fold it 3 times. but I would only get like 2.5, so I just shortened it a bit and made it about like a little over neck width, I guess. And now I have to tuck it under the knot. So, cue another 2 minutes of struggling trying to get this thing through a tight knot I had just tightened to the point where it is hard for me to breathe. And now that I finally got the damn thing through, I need to separate it a little bit so it looks nice and pretty. And then, after this, I have to turn it around. Now, this is a bit difficult because I tightened it around myself so much, but I was able to do it relatively easily. It still felt like I was turning my skin with it, but at the same time, it looks good. I did have to adjust the yukata just a little bit so that would sit better on me afterwards, but overall, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Like, the back looks pretty good, all things considered. Now I have to move on to pinning up my hair. Now I'm kind of glad I have short hair at this moment in time because when I had longer hair, this was about like 11th grade-ish, I think, maybe 10th. But when I had longer hair, it was much more difficult doing cosplay because I would always have these weird bumps under the wig. I would have to stuff my hair into my wig cap, and half of the time the hair would just fall out. So I would be left wearing longer wigs, and I just couldn't wear short wigs without having to constantly worry about, oh my god, it's like this really long strand of blonde hair hanging out of my wig that is like black. Oh no. So I had to basically just keep a constant eye on the back of my head, constantly check using my phone, constantly check using a mirror, and now I don't really have to worry about that. So, and I could totally avoid the whole weird bumps under the wig because I don't have to tie up my hair with a ponytail like I used to. That would cause like some really weird looking bumps at either the back or the top of the wig, so it was just difficult cosplaying with longer hair, but now it's a lot easier. So I'm pinning up my hair, and it only takes about like 11, 10, maybe 12 bobby pins, and they're all like pretty subtle. Under the wig cap, you can barely see them. There is like tiny bumps with them, but once you put on the wig, it looks smooth. You can't see the bumps. It's amazing. Oh my god. It's just, it feels so wonderful when you know that your cosplay isn't being like hindered by the smaller things. It's not really stuff other people would notice unless they're like looking really hard at you, but it's something that you notice and it stays in the back of your head for like the entire time you are wearing the cosplay, and now it just doesn't for me, and honestly that feels great. But at this point I finished pinning up my hair. You can see I'm just doing the little last ones. If there's a few strands that I feel like are going to be a bit annoying, I simply just add a little extra pin there. And now I am putting on Mitsuri's wig. First, I have to get that wig cap on just to make sure I don't have any strands poking out as per usual, because pins are not enough. I don't know how many times I have to say this, because when I tried to get my brother into cosplay, he would only do like 3 pins, and then you could see just the hair sticking out of that wig. He had a great time, and I'm glad he did, but it's just something you gotta keep in mind if you want your wig to look better. That's all. But now that I have the wig cap on, I have to go off camera and get that wig. Now, I really like Mitsuri's wig, mainly because with the braid in the back, I can cover up any flyaways that hang down by accident if they somehow escape the wig cap. I do apologize if you can hear the sounds of a washing machine in the background. That's because my dad just turned it on, but back to the video. Anyway, I got most of the wig on, and I'm just struggling with finding the little clasp at the back and just securing it to my head. Other than that, I think it looks pretty good. I will have to rebraid it at some point though, because currently the wig has definitely lost some of the volume in the braids. But other than that, it's still really good. I can wear it again without having to rebraid it like 1 or 2 more times, so that's nice. And after that, I just messed around with the bangs a little bit because I didn't want them poking me in the eye, even though I just trimmed them. Also, it was about this time that I decided that she needed some hair clips in the hair because even though I love Mitsuri's look, I feel like there's just a little more that can be done with it. Also, this is just me speaking on the fact that I'm a fashion major and also that I really like hair clips, so they're kind of mostly a part of most of my outfits at this point. And even though I'm at home and I haven't left the house all day, I'm actually wearing some right now, so there's that. But I chose 3 clips from my collection. 2 of them were these little pink ones in a cross X shape in a sense. It's not really like a full-blown X, but it's in an X-like shape. And then the last one was this bobby pin with a really cute pink flower on it. The center is like a darker shaded pink, and I just feel like it really goes well with Mitsuri's look. And then this is the finished look. This is my friend Jake, and both of us went to the premiere together. So in the next video, I will be talking about the premiere, my favorite scenes, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Just remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe because it really helps support the channel. Here's an art piece that I made recently. It would really mean a lot if you went over to my Instagram to leave a like on it and just leave a comment. I work really hard on both my videos and my art, so it just really means a lot. And it also just helps me reach more people and get my art seen. So I would really appreciate if you did that. I recently added some new things to my Etsy store. Some new earrings, including some My Hero Academia themed ones, some leftover from Valentine's Day. There was a restock on the boba tea earrings, and I also added some new chokers. Now, along with those, I added some bracelets and barrettes, and that's a bracelet based off of Mitsuri. I also made a Christmas ornament for Gojo. I'm making more anime-themed Christmas ornaments soon, and I also have some prints available. There's a Michael Myers one, there's an Eddie one from Stranger Things, there's also a Gojo one, and there's a few more up on my shop.